Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It's been about a few days since I did another video, and I remember about a year ago, I did this lore video on Khaenri'ah, and it brought me a crazy amount of support to my channel. So whether you guys were involved in it or not, I thank you guys so much for that, despite it being a year ago. Now, I'm gonna do that today, except it's gonna be 2 times better? Question mark? Now, anyways, enough hassling. We're just gonna get this started right now because I don't know what else to say. Alright, of course, you can take everything I say here with a big grain of salt. These are just theories and speculation with the amount of information that we have right now in the game story. As everyone knows, if you even read at least, Khaenri'ah was restored 500 years ago either by the gods or perhaps a monster invasion, which was mentioned recently in a recent story. Because if you play throughout the main storyline, many of the story quests, or the Archon quest, then you will hear about a worst time in a nation's history. Like for example in part 2 of Raiden Shogun, or aka storyline, quote-unquote Inazuma was invaded by monsters and a shroud of darkness was surrounding Inazuma. During one of Chasm's story, it was said Liyue was also going through a very bad time. Most likely they were invaded by either the same monsters that also invaded Inazuma. We can assume that every nation was attacked and invaded by the various same monsters, but most importantly, we don't know what these monsters look like. And what monster is capable of attacking a whole region on a full-scale invasion and even forcing Archon to sacrifice themselves for their nation? Well, my theory on this, it could probably be the Hilichurls. We don't know what the Hilichurls look like way back when. We do know that they've been around for a very, very long time, and as confirmed by Dangsleeve, they originated they originated from Khaenri'ah. They were formerly people of Khaenri'ah who mutated, and they were turned into Hilichurls. Perhaps this first form, or perhaps their first form, quote-unquote, mutation caused them to be so aggressive and so strong that they were able to attack a nation. Now, Khaenri'ah was a pretty big kingdom at the time, I can assume. They have advanced technology like ruined machines, ruined serpent to do their biddings. So with the amount of population they had, it just actually may be enough to actually do a full-scale invasion on a nation, like Liyue, for example. Now, you guys remember those darkness substances that covered Chasm? I feel like those substances have been around for a very, very long time. They were all over the place, especially during one of the old Khaenri'ah kingdom remains of the ruins. The ruined remains of a Khaenri'ah kingdom. If you interact with it, well, it would drain your flashlight and your HP, so I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. But if an enemy was to interact with it, it increases their stats from the looks of it. So it does make sense to begin with, because it makes enemies stronger, which is what I said about earlier about them mutating, and plus the dark substances that cover Chasm with that darkness, which is referenced by Raiden. I thought of that because it was referenced by Raiden, or in Raiden's story quest in general, not by Raiden, but it was said like Inazuma was covered in darkness, something like that. If I remember, that darkness affecting the Hilichurls in their first form mutation. So they could be much different, they could be bigger, they could be much different, or monsters like. I could also say this, I had this feeling maybe the Rift Hounds had something to do with it too, which was why in part 2 of Raiden Shogun's story quest, you're fighting Rift Hounds. It seems not all of Khaenri'ah's people were affected by this darkness substance, or by this, just by this darkness substances. There were some people from the fallen Khaenri'ah kingdom who actually came over to Inazuma, most likely to hold out and survive. They didn't want anything to do with the war. They were trying to hide and survive. Now, I don't generally know what happened to those Khaenri'ah people, so maybe we'll find out later. Who knows? And one of the things that I always wonder when playing Genshin Impact is why Hilichurls wear a mask. And that answer to the question was actually answered by Dangsleeve in the storyline. It's to hide their appearance. Because quote unquote, because if they ever look at themselves, they will feel despair. Which means they most likely feel hopeless when looking at themselves. Very depressing. Since Hilichurls were formerly the people of Khaenri'ah, like Dangsleeve, they are also cursed with immortality, which means they can live for years and their age wouldn't even change. This curse and being mutated has caused them to feel very, very hopeless. That's why they like to avoid looking at a reflection of themselves. They just can't. They just can't. It makes them so sad. When Hilichurls feel they are at the end of their life, despite being immortal, they go off the chasm, they lay it off at their former home, which is covered with those darkness substances, and they just lay in there, letting it take their life when the darkness consumes their soul. But this isn't really a true death for a Hilichurl, as their immortality, as Dainsleif said, as for their immortality, quote unquote, denies to those who are afflicted with it. Whew. Well, that was a pretty long theory, I suppose. Or I just have a lot of thinking in my head. When I was playing through the story in Chasm and seeing Dainsleif again, because I just got back to Genshin recently, just so you guys know, because I kind of slept on Genshin for at least 3 or 4 months, at least, or probably less or more. I don't know, because I wasn't keeping track, but it just got me hyped. So that's why I also wanted to do this. Another reason for me to do this lore video, because it got me so hyped about the lore. I wanted to see more. I want to see what happens in the future of Genshin. I want to see what happens in endgame, like in true endgame. But I don't know if there ever be endgames of Genshin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, why do Hilichurls wear masks? Or what do you think what destroyed Khaenri'ah truly? Are the gods involved in this? Are the monsters involved in this? Or do you think something else is at play here? What do you guys think, huh? Comment down below, please. Please, I want to see all of you guys' theories and speculations. I would love to read that. Now, if you liked the video, please leave a like. That will support the channel immensely, and other people will get to see this cool video. Now, and if you want to see more content from me, subscribe to the channel. That supports my channel immensely. And thank you guys very much for watching the video. I'll see you guys later in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.